Let me know where you are watching from in the chat box. Let me know where you are watching from in the chat box. Okay. Let me know where you are watching from in the chat box. All right. Awesome. I can see Alan Jr. from Lagos. All right. You're welcome. You are welcome. Okay, so today we are having another technical analysis session using price action. All right. So we're having another technical analysis session using price action, and my name remains Tunmise Olaoluwa. Okay. So a quick disclaimer: any opinion, news, research, prices, analysis, or any other information discussed in this webinar or linked to this presentation is provided as a general market commentary and does not constitute investment advice. All right? Good. Now, a quick one about me. I have 7 years experience trading with a background in finance and quantitative research. I frequently trade price action, momentum, trends, candlestick patterns, primarily focusing on EURUSD, GBPUSD, and USD JPY. So today's agenda will discuss the use of top-down strategy. We would review EURUSD currency pair. We would review price movement of EURUSD and also review any currency suggested by the audience, that's by you. Okay, I can see Nit from India. I can see David from Jos Plateau. Okay, you are welcome. So this session is going to take 45 minutes, and let's leverage and use the YouTube live chat to ask questions during the webinar, and I will periodically check my charts. I have my chart here, so I'll periodically check my charts to answer all of them. All right. Now what does our strategy consist of? So our strategy consists of analyzing historical price movement, utilizing candlestick formation, chart patterns, and market structure. Now, what kind of traders is it suitable for? It's suitable for 1, position trader, 2, intraday trader, 3, swing traders. And when do you use it? You can use it during high liquidity periods. You can use it within time frame from 1 hour to 1 month time frame. Now, let's go to the live session. All right. Excuse me. Okay, so Let's go to the live session. We're starting with EURUSD. Yeah. Okay, so today, as our custom is, we are doing a top to bottom approach of the market, and we are starting with monthly time frame. Okay, I see Lucy from Nairobi. You're welcome, Lucy. So we're starting with yeah. So from this monthly time frame, we want to identify key levels. Okay, we want to identify key levels in the market. We call them the market structure. Okay, key levels in the market. We want to identify supports and resistance zones. Supports and resistance zones. So this is a resistance zone. At this level here, this is a support zone. Today's support can be yesterday's resistance zone. Today's support zone can be yesterday's resistance zone. And today's resistance zone can be yesterday's support zone. Let me explain. Now, if you look at this, at this level here, this is a what? A support. This is acting as a support for this market. All right, this is acting as a support for this market. Okay, and this same place that has been acting as a support is now acting as a resistance at this level. You can see how it rejected two candlestick movement at that level. Okay, and that's it. All right, good. Excuse me. So, and you can see how this level resisted price from going up, and also this same level resisted price acted as a support, preventing price from falling further. All right, and that made this level a very significant level to watch. Okay, it made it a very significant level to watch. Let me get something that would create more synergy. Okay. Yeah. Can you see that now? So this level now is a significant level, and a level that needs to be given attention. All right? Because it's a level that has acted as a support and resistance, showing that there has been price footprint on this level. Okay, so we can call this level's price footprint. Now, it becomes price footprint because the moment we say, okay, what would most likely happen here? Now that the footprint of price has shown that this level is very significant and can be turned around at any time. All right, now what happens here? When we see price goes up here, what would be the probability of our expectation at this level? What would be the probability of our expectation at this level? The probability would be that price would most likely turn back. Okay, price would most likely turn back at this level. Okay, price would most likely turn back at this level. All right. So the probability that price would reverse when it gets to where there has been a significant footprint is higher. So when there is a significant footprint, price reverses. Okay? Yeah. Good. If you have any questions so far, drop it in the comment section, in the chat box. Now, we now want to go further. Now, because looking at it, we currently see that price is at a level of resistance. Okay? Price is at a level of resistance here. When we look closely, there is a minor resistance at this level on the monthly time frame, which when we go down into the lower time frame, we would see that this minor resistance level in the monthly time frame is a significant resistance level in the lower time frame. So, and of course, that it is a minor resistance zone doesn't make it less significant. However, it is expected that every trader should take into consciousness this minor resistance zone, of which price is currently at. So let me make it more obvious for us and just put something here. Yes. Okay. Now we are able to see that okay, there is a minor resistance zone here. Let's go down to the weekly time frame. Now we can see more clearly what the weekly time frame is saying here. We can see more clearly what the weekly time frame is saying here. Okay. All right. I can see Barrett from Jamaica. I can see MBN from South Africa. So you're welcome. I can see Emmanuel Israel from Nigeria. Lucy from Nairobi. You're welcome. You're welcome. So now you can see that this minor resistance zone in the monthly time frame is a major resistance zone in the weekly time frame. However, resistance zone is resistance zone. Okay, how major or minor only depends on what time frame you are looking at. All right, so on this time frame now we can see that it is a major resistance zone, and because there has been price footprint at that level in the past, we can see the price footprints here. These are the price footprints, and because there has been price footprint at this level becomes a significant level to watch. Okay, it becomes what? A significant level to watch. Not only that, we need to also see that at this level there has been some consolidation. All right, let me get my. So we look at it from here. Good. You can see how price has been moving at this level, and finally there was a breakout of this zone, of this trend line. There was a breakout of this trend line, and this breakout has been greeted with a resistance. Now the question is, what would most likely happen? What would price do? Okay, we are looking at what would be the probability of a continuous uptrend or a reverse movement downwards. Okay, now let's observe the candlesticks and the events that happened prior to the breakout. So we can see that price has been consolidating. Price has been consolidating at this level. Okay, so you can see that it has been an hard time in the last, from this is like from 2023. Okay, from 2023 up until 2025, 31st of March. Okay, price has just been ranging in this box. Price has just been ranging in this box. All right, price has just been ranging in this box. However, as at 7th of April, what happened? The game changed and price broke out of this consolidation. Okay, when price broke out of this consolidation, it closed above it. That's one thing we need to take into consideration. It broke out and closed above it. It did not break out and then reverses and close inside, whereby we will now be having a long thin line, a long wick to the upside. No, we can see that it closed with the full body outside of this consolidation, and another wick candle opened, after which the current wick candle where we currently are. All right, now this goes to show that there is a buying power in the market. It is that buying power that has sustained price movement. So it went up, it closed there outside, it opened another weekly candle, closed above the previous week candle, and now the current week candle has opened here, went up, and of course it was greeted with a resistance and now pushing back down. However, would this result to a continuous drop in price or a continuous uptrend? All right, now one interesting thing you need to understand about a price movement like this is that there is a higher probability. Okay, let me take this off. There is a higher probability that price, having closed above this level, would just consolidate, okay, before pushing upwards. Because now with what this has shown, the buying power is clear. All things being equal, we would see the demand for euro increasing than the demand for the dollars. All right, we would see that the demand for euro would keep increasing than the demand for the dollars. All right, and this is very, very significant. All right, so what we are expecting from here okay, so this is the daily time frame. Now we can see that on the daily time frame here now, price has already started the consolidation journey. All right. Okay, and then a final breakout. This is what would most likely happen. What would most likely happen? All things being equal. All things being equal. The game changes when any of the candlestick closes inside this box. Let me extend it. If any of the candlestick closes back inside this box, like so, let's say the candlestick comes in and closed inside this box, then we would see a continuous, consolidation or continuous fall in price. Okay? So, this is what we have on the daily time frame. Because we would see that price would consolidate at this level before pushing back up. Now let's go down to the 4 hours time frame. Now observe the candlestick patterns. Okay, observe on the 4 hours time frame the candlestick patterns. So if you see that this level has also been acting as a strong support and resistance zone. Okay, this level has acted as a strong, support and resistance zone, if you can see, right? And you can also see that price has now also been showing rejections from at the support level here. Okay, indicating that there is a pushback pressure to the upside. That's the indication that there is a pushback pressure to the upside. As you can see price moving back up. Okay? Yes. All right. We'll be rounding up analyzing EURUSD in the 1 hour time frame. If there is any other currency you want me to analyze, okay, drop it in the chat box. Okay. There's any other currency you want me to analyze, drop it in the chat box. All right, good. So now we would go to the 1 hour time frame. Okay. Now you can see that the 1 hour time frame is also giving us that picture. Okay, where let me take this off. Good. Okay, good. Now you can see that the 1 hour time frame is just that picture where we have price consolidating at these levels. Okay. Now price is currently building up at this support zone, because this level now is now acting as a support zone. So the higher probability that we are looking at is that price push up. So as a trader, what are you looking at? So you are looking at your entry. Your entry can be anywhere here. Your take profit targets for intraday traders can be up here, and your stop loss target can be down here. You can push it down a bit, yes. Okay, good. So, but creating stop loss and resistance zones are, open to your discretion as a trader. All right, good. Let me see if there are any okay, someone said when candlestick closes below the box, it will form a double bottom for the continuous trend. Okay, I think yeah. All right. Well, as a question, any question or contribution? Okay, so let's take a look at GBPUSD. Okay, GBPUSD. Let me see. Okay, let's go to the monthly time frame. Okay, so let me see if there are any questions coming in. Now, this is the monthly time frame. Yeah. Now let's get started with analyzing the monthly time frame. So let's map out key levels of support and resistance. Okay. So here we go. We have key levels of support and resistance. All right. Now, let's look at where our price is currently seated. So when you look at it now, price is currently seated at a minor resistance zone between the resistance level and the major support level and the major resistance level. Okay, so when we look at this now, and also we can see the buying power coming in, with the consistent 3 candlestick pushing price higher. Okay, so also let's understand how price has